What up? How's it going? So in that last episode, what we've been waiting for this entire time finally took place. We got to see how Mayday really gives it up. Now we got to see what the fallout is from this. Because now the story, as it was already opening more past June or whatever. But now we should see a lot more of what's going on just completely within Gilead and within just the entire world, right? Like there's going to be repercussions about this. We know in our own real lives how when stuff like that happens, it changes everything. So let's go ahead and get this episode started.
In the rising of the sun and in its going down. O Lord, when we are lost and sick at heart.
Stop it.
Of Ryan. Of Leo.
Wait, did some get killed or were they killed because they got found out to be Mayday? Because my assumption is those are people who died in the explosion, but...
Do you know Offglen's name? She was your shopping partner. We never got that far. Looks like the eyes have been through here.
There's hung a Martha in the garage.
Commander Price has gone home to God.
Who cares?
May God grant him eternal rest.
God saves his most difficult tests for the truly faithful.
Oh boy, they put somebody creepier in that position, huh? I wonder where the story is going to go here.
You and you, move! Get in the vehicle! Let's go! Get in!
There are fatalities, including a number of high-level government officials. Were any handmaids killed? We do have unconfirmed reports that fatalities are among the civilians and, yes, handmaids.
Luke, hey, where are you going?
Home. Let me get dinner. You okay with roti?
You don't want to know that she's okay.
She's not okay. She's alive.
So it's your egg.
Yeah. And look, I met the couple. They're from England. They're nice.
I mean, you might get attached to the little fucker.
Look, it'll be fine, okay? You can worry about that, and I will worry about my giant pile of money. Please, I'm looking for somebody else. My girlfriend, fiance. She was rounded up before the war.
Most of them have a few details, where they died, identifying marks, but no names yet.
What are those?
Those are the children.
Where do we see? I saw it. You can take a photo home.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
No, she's gonna take a photo. You're gonna take a photo.
Why?
To put it on your fridge.
You stick it in your fridge. So no photo then.
Blessed be the fruit.
Yes. May the Lord open. Thank you, Martha. Times like this, I wonder what type of world we're going to leave the next generation for the sake of our children. We need to find those among us who wish to do us harm.
I'm afraid I didn't know Offglen very well. We only walked together for a brief time. But she always seemed very pious.
He looked crazy.
But surely you know who helped you try to leave Gilead, don't you?
Yeah, I knew that question was coming.
All that time you spent in hiding. Who looked after you?
I didn't see them.
Alfred. You can trust me.
Ew, that means you can't.
Who helped you? Commander Waterford?
Oh shit, that's crazy that that's the first person he suspected.
I was taken against my will. I was taken
Against my will.
against my will.
Alfred.
Mannequin face. He looked crazy.
If your house has been infected with terrorists, I need to know.
He stepped over her body. He stepped over. This motherfucker stepped over her body like AI stepped over goddamn Tyrone Lue. And that's crazy because it was uncalled for. He could have walked around her and went in front of the dog. He made sure to step over her. This motherfucker is crazy.
You're all right.
Oh, here she go with her weird ass. Fuck off.
Fine. Guardians shooting Marthas in the street, and it's supposed to make us feel safer. It's asinine.
You didn't think about that?
Fred, our baby is safe. It's here. The commander needs his rest now.
But you had me walk over to him.
He shot her, Nick. I think she was just reaching for her pass. They shot her. What about you?
Fuck are they doing right now? All that danger got them riled up? Okay, I understand. But y'all could die right there in that fucking hallway. And they don't believe in technology so much. Ain't no goddamn security cameras. Fucking morons. Gilead is so whack.
Ray Cushing will be the death of us all. We knew Ray and Sonia from before. Commander Cushing used to vacation together. Ray was a blowhard even then. Now he's the big man. He came here to talk to me. You need to answer his questions very carefully.
No shit.
They executed Commander Deeds and his whole household for what Offglen did. Offglen was a terrorist. Commander Cushing would do the same to any house connected to the underground. And there's no way he'd leave a baby to grow up in that house. Fred would never allow that.
What the fuck can Fred do?
He isn't here.
Exactly.
Is it okay? Good. I'm exhausted. Exhausted, constipated whale.
You know, my feet got so swollen I had to wear orthopedic shoes. Mm-hmm. Ugh, I couldn't even walk. Luke had to rub my feet every night.
You gotta be kidding me.
What?
Well, you fucking throwing Luke in my face.
Excuse me? When do I do that? What does it even mean?
Your perfect marriage? Like those fucking assholes?
It's not a perfect marriage. It's the same guy every night, even when you're sick of each other. Nick, have you ever helped the commander submit warrants to the consular of divine law?
Yes, ma'am. Those documents need the commander's signature.
I know the commander will forgive my trespasses. Will you walk me through the process?
The what of divine law? If you don't get the fuck out of here, I hate all of them. Like, it's just a bunch of horseshit. From that funeral at the beginning, which was all horseshit. Like, what is this?
Nice to meet you. I forget how small they are.
Bullshit, I'm still sitting on ice.
They'll get better. You okay? Great.
Hey.
Moira.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Okay.
How are you feeling?
Because I was wondering
Oh, I feel great.
the baby. I was
I thought
wondering
I was never
what they
gonna
had to
have
do
sex
with
again,
each other.
but everything is shaping up.
What?
The Watsons moved back to England.
Oh yeah,
Watson.
they sent me a card on Gavin's 6-month birthday.
Boy,
really nice.
they was smart. They was like, let's get this baby and get the fuck out of
Hey, you
Dodge.
happen to know anything about
I'm out.
It's supposed to be at June and Luke's like 20 minutes ago.
Oh.
Thanks for the recommendation, Doc.
You're not my patient anymore. You can call me Odette.
She finally found a picture of her dead in a motherfucker. Yeah. By the way, think how stupid that is. She was a doctor who specialized in something they really, really needed, but because she was a so-called gender traitor, they did that to her. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. And also, there's a cool thing that happened. It was kind of subtle, but when she told her, "Fred's not here, Serena," right? Like, that was the exclamation point, and that led to she basically put Serena on game. Like, hey, maybe you should handle something, cause he ain't here.
Warren, what the hell is going on here?
Ray Cushing, by order of Commander Waterford, you have been stripped of your command and charged with apostasy and treason. The evidence submitted by the eyes is overwhelming.
Man, there's layers to this. See, that was one of the first layers I was talking about. Look at what she's doing to them from the inside. That right there is just as important as the old girl doing the bombing, the Mayday bombing. You know what I mean? Just as important, because that dude was a hound. Look what he was doing. He was rounding up everybody, and you got him out the paint. Smooth. She did that. Serena thinks she did it, but truthfully, it was June. Wait! They needed more girls!
There were so few handmaids left after the bombing. They brought some of us back from the
yeah!
Emily?
June. That's my name. I never got the chance to tell you. My name is June.
I'm Brianna.
And they just going, hopefully they just keep passing along, just telling each other their name. Like in that situation, that's a revolutionary act. That's a revolutionary act. Yeah, see?
May Cohen. Nora Ford. Lily Fuller. We believe she's the person responsible for the bombing. Cheryl Gardini.
These are drafts of new security orders.
From the commander?
From her. The one who's
We'll
always...
remove the additional checkpoints and start scaling down Guardian presence. It's about time things started getting back to normal around here, don't you think?
Yes, Miss Waterford. I'll need a pen.
Look at this. First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I got a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. The first half of the episode went about how I thought it would go, right? They're going to put in measures and they're going to do things to deal with the so-called terroristic threat that they perceive. Or not that they perceive, that they actually have on their hands now, right? What was interesting about the beginning of it was I didn't expect it to start the way it did. They do these little things with music that's interesting to me. So for them to play that just the song they played and then had them at a funeral and then had Aunt Lydia saying the horse shit that she's saying, it made me think like, man, all of this is horseshit. It just plays into how much I don't like them. It's just they created so much. It's like they don't like innovation in the scientific realm, but they sure as hell like it in their religious doctrine, because all that shit they're doing is just some made up horseshit. Most of it is, but this specifically, I'm looking at her and she's like, I wish I can have you in a world with no violence, peace. And it's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Fuck is you talking about? Violence. Their whole existence is violence. Okay. Then it goes on. We see Fred. He's in the goddamn bed. Could be his deathbed. We see Serena. She's crying. Now, from the beginning, I've noted she's been the brains behind this whole operation. To this day, she still adds her 2 cents. Right? Okay, we'll get back to that. Then we have June, who's pregnant, but she's then approached by, oh, how'd I forget his name that quick? Was it Cushing? I think it was Cushing. We'll use Cushing. She's approached by him because now he's in charge specifically because he's the one who needs to deal with everything, right? And he has that creep factor and that sort of sternness about him where it's like, okay, I'm going to get this done. All right. So you see what's going on. All right. He's making everybody's life a live of hell. As they're riding, there's just bodies swaying. There was bodies on trees. There was bodies hanging off roofs. There was bodies hanging from garages. And after he questions her, June, we saw what he said. Here's the crazy thing. The first person he suspected was the commander, Fred Waterford, and Mrs. Waterford. Now, this is important because there's a point where that guy, I believe his name is Cushing, where they tell him what's going on and they put him in the van. And you see him not really fighting and all that. You see him like, oh, okay. Almost like, oh, I guess it's my time. You know why he's that way? Because they all live in this bullshit society and they know what it is. It's sort of like when these people live under dictatorships and shit. Or I suppose it would probably be how it is over in North Korea. You know that you're sort of biding time and you know that you're at any time it's up for me. So what you're doing is you're going after everyone else with the hopes that it'll keep your death away for longer, right? It almost seemed like he wasn't surprised. But the thing is, yeah, let's say he suspected the Waterfords. It also would have been another person out of his way. That whole setup cannot last based off what it is. It's just a whole bunch of mistrust. If you have a whole bunch of country that's just run by the secret police and you just have this whole, at the top, right? At the top, you have this whole part of your society that cannot trust each other by its nature. It's going to implode. We've seen this happen time and time again. And the fact that June was the one who puts it into action is great. The first step is when she's questioned, she stands firm, okay? Then she lets Waterford, Serena, know. And she says it to her in a way that she understands, where she's like, yo, Fred's not here, Serena. And you see the look on her face, but that made her realize, nah, it's serious. So she had to go and think and do some soul searching. That's soulless. Oh, I was about to say. And she comes up with her plan. Now, this is important because, as I said, she's the one who has always been behind the scenes. Pretty much she came up with this whole fucking horseshit society. And she let it be known how she felt. She's like, they act like they feel like they're making us safe. They're killing Marthas in the street, right? So she had a problem with that. She wants it to go back to, it's not like she's doing something honorable. Like she wants it to go back to how it was originally. She wants it to go back to just how it is when we first see the Handmaids. So she does what she does. And in doing that, she continues this cycle of mistrust and this damage to the inner circle. Okay? So when you see June smile, I like that they hid from us, the viewer, that, oh, this was all part of a bigger plan. Even if she thought of it on the fly as it was happening. Like, let's not even say it was a master plan from the beginning, but let's just say when she said it to Serena, she realized what she's doing, or when she, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, she realized what she had done. Now, I'm thinking they're going to stop there, but then they go even further. I forgot she was an editor. I like that things are coming back into play that, you know, like I said, Serena, she was always the brains behind it. We learned about June being this editor before, okay? Now we got to see where this goes. Because it's not like she could just change words but no, she can have some sort of influence. because there's going to be a trust there. Okay. Then we see Serena just sitting there. She's feeling right, because I understood there was going to be the dynamic of the relationship between the Waterfords where they're, you know, have their issues. But now a power struggle between the Waterfords? Because there's no way she gets that kind of power. There's no way he's coming back quickly. And there's no way she is going to allow anybody to come back and change that shit and make it even worse or back to the way it was. I forgot that early on I asked how they found out that Moira could have a baby, right? Because we know how they found out. Like, she was the one who gave birth for the kid, for her and her girl. Okay. But Moira. And then we see it. She was just trying to get some money. But deep down, she really wished she had somebody. And she was kind of jealous. You know what I mean? Because her friend is there with her and it's just not the same. Okay? And she gives up the baby. And of course, that's heartbreaking. And I didn't even realize. It wasn't until they got together, her and the doctor got together, that I realized, was her name Odette? That they got together. I was like, oh yeah, they was looking at each other like, but I didn't put that together. For her to, the way they played that in this episode was crazy, right? Because she comes in, yo, all the stuff is in here, right? What's that over there? You see all the white? Oh, that's the kids. And then they start telling the story about her having a child. I'm like, what? What's that have to do with anything? Right? Like, and then when you see the child get given away, I'm like, what does that really have to do with anything? Because while they're showing that, she had already, in the present time or whatever, been looking at the binder for who her girlfriend was. And I was a little late on that. Maybe y'all picked up on it. But her girlfriend ends up being the doctor, and she ends up dying. But at the same thing, yeah, she dies. She loved her. But June, now we know June is good, okay? I like this episode. I really liked it. It's like I said, we had the political intrigue. Oh, let's get to the revolutionary acts. As we see already, June is doing what she's doing. It's not always the violence that's revolution. And that's why I had an issue with the music they were playing, because I don't think it cut across how important them going around saying their names was in that situation. For them to do that, it's like, not only do I know who I am, you not know who I am. Third thing, it's not that I don't, well, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to tell you who I am. So now, as you see, it's spread. Once she did it, it was like, yeah, I'm so-and-so, right? You feel me? Now we got to see where this goes. Because fucking Gilead is stupid. Its whole setup doesn't make sense. Because if everybody thinks that everybody's a fucking evildoer, and they're all evildoers, it's like, y'all are just going to die. My issue with this whole thing is the Handmaids thing. This is how crazy. This is how fucking crazy it is. They don't like technology and all that. They could have actually, like I said, they killed a woman whose whole job was bringing children into the world. But yeah, the whole situation is fucked up. Fuck Gilead. And hey, this is a great episode. Next episode.